Welcome back. Listen Up is exploring Adoption Awareness Month, and we're looking at the need of more than 30,000 Canadian children have for families. Our next segment gives us a look into the lives of some parents who challenge and inspire with their success at raising kids at risk. Children and youth under the watch and care of Child Protection Services have higher than average needs, and whether those needs are medical, emotional, developmental, or educational, they are often chronic, under-recognized, and neglected. It's a matter of frustration for those who work in the system.
These can be very complicated cases and extensively litigated, resulting in children being in limbo and temporary care for just an unreasonable length of time. That's one of the real heartaches of the system. They need permanency, and the system becomes part of the problem.
At the Yonge Street Mission, Rick Tobias and his colleagues deal with the fallout every day.
When a society makes a commitment to bring children into being, then it makes a commitment to raise those children well. And failure to raise children well really becomes a neglect of social responsibility.
So if we all share a responsibility for these kids, why aren't we all doing something about it? Fear? Complacency? But there are people who set aside such emotions in order to tackle the necessary work of responding to children in need. Like Ron and Kathy, here at their family's personal wall of fame. To 3 biological children, they added 9 more adopted ones, plus another boy they weren't able to legally adopt but who changed his name to reflect inclusion in the family. Foster parents for more than 25 years, they've cared for more than 200 children. Kathy, what challenges did that bring?
Lots, but lots of rewards because there are other children in the home, they just seem to settle in beautifully because they had other children to relate to, and I just seem to understand where they're coming from, that they were scared and alone, and we just gave them lots of love, but structure with that love.
Tell me about that, the rules, the guidelines. Where did you start with knowing how to do this?
Well, Kathy is a master at organizational skills, and she always used to have her dinner, and she still does, right at the stroke of 5 o'clock. So there was the meal, and there was the opportunity of eating, and she just did a great job of supplying.
What role did God play in this kind of parenting?
Oh, most important, because I knew He would not give me any more than I could handle, because He's always said that. I won't give you more than you can handle. So I firmly believed that He would be there for me, and He was in every way. Whenever there was something coming up that was very challenging or we were having some problems, I just asked for His help, and He did. He was there.
Ron and Kathy insist God was there in the toughest of times, but never more so than when Vicki Mansell came into their lives. When she first walked through the door of this house, she was a traumatized 5-year-old, having just lost everything and everyone in a devastating fire started by her biological mother. But this house would quickly become home.
I bonded with my mom almost instantly. I guess from a child's perspective, I needed a mom. I knew I didn't have one anymore, and I needed one. Sorry.
And so what was your new mother like?
She was so nice, and she was so welcoming. I got set up, I had a bedroom upstairs, and I had like a pretty room, and I had toys, and she gave me pretty dresses to wear to church, and just things that a little girl needs, I had.
That Vicki's new family was able to so quickly provide for all of her emotional and physical needs, having just come through such devastating loss, is remarkable. But even more remarkable is that they were able to do so with a house full of children. So how does this former foster child feel about the crisis in care for more than 30,000 Canadian children waiting for adoption?
It hurts me just to think of that, because I know not all kids get as lucky as I did. I think people need to understand, like I'm sure I've heard it described as damaged, like the child is damaged, and that's more than they think they can take on, but I don't think it's that hard. If you provide children with what they need, it shouldn't be that hard. I wish people knew how badly they're needed, and I wish people understood how important they could be.
Write to us at Listen Up TV on how you can be part of caring for the need for the 30,000 children waiting for adoption in Canada. Maybe extreme adoption could be an option for you. You can write to us at listenuptv.com for help on that. When we come back, our next guest saw home as 22 different foster homes. Is it ever too late to find a family? That story next.
I was tired of being told that I wasn't wanted and that I didn't mesh well and that, whatever excuse they could come up with, that it wasn't working out.